Long time no see.
I know what it's been like 5 hours, maybe.
Maybe a whole 5 hours.
I know. I'm blessed. I get to see you in person and on Zoom today.
I know, and I haven't even looked at my back yet, so I don't even know what it looks like. It'll be interesting tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, we did not have an S&M session in.
Nope.
She was doing cupping on my back. She treats me. She's my acupuncturist, my doctor of Oriental medicine.
It's
Despite
me.
the name Dom, she is not actually dominatrix.
I am not.
So, marks on my back are not from a dominatrix session, sadly. That would be lovely, though.
Yeah, that I can't help you with.
Yeah.
But,
So yeah, you did cupping, and so they're gonna be marky. Yeah. So
then we did a nice lunch.
We did. We had a lovely lunch, and here's what I was connecting my lunch with. So I was just rewatching the Sister Wives episode. So what we're talking about today. So this is Sister Wives episode, whatever number it is, 4. The devil you think I am, or whatever. When Kody
deal with the devil.
When Kody goes on the road trip with his very special friend, and all of this. So he's talking in the show about how he just wants to like pick up and run away and like just leave everything,
which a lot of people do, right?
Say, like, don't we all want to do that at some point? Like having lunch with you today, like the weather was so beautiful. We were sitting outside, sitting on the literally like on the deck, on the dock out in Annapolis, like on the water, and it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Like doing that, it's like I could just run away from the rest of my life and just like
you can come move in with me. You can come to Annapolis.
Like, let's get a little, waterfront place and let the dogs run around and Kaya run around. Like we could do it. Like I don't need,
yeah,
leave
totally.
my husband and my kids and like let me,
Absolutely.
We all want to do that, right? Kody, you're not special and unique. Sorry to tell you, buddy.
I made me think of like all the men that just up and leave their families. Like they find a new woman, they just want to escape.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Or the ones who decide to kill their whole families.
You read my mind. I didn't want to say it, but you did.
I those too.
Yeah, they're just in complete like denial and living in a fantasy world, which is what Kody's living in.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to be Kody.
So hard to be Kody. On the Kody coaster,
when people don't worship you, I guess you just feel alone.
Oh my God, there were so many good things from this episode. And I rewatched it. Apparently, I think this was the 3rd time I rewatched it. And this is why. It's because I watched it live the first time. But there was a lot going on. And it's this late Sunday night airing at 10 p.m. Like, I'm not at my best cognitively on a Sunday night at 10 p.m. So, I don't catch everything, and it's hard to like, stay up on it. So I think I need to so I was like, okay, let me rewatch it the next day. And you and I were going to record the next day. And then we ended up shifting all that apart, which because Monday Night Football and all of this other stuff. But in the meantime, in the ensuing days, my DVR had recorded the More to Love episodes.
Oh,
sort of the extended episodes, because it flags them as new episodes.
Right.
And, so even though it's just like a new couple of extra scenes or whatever, but then they cut other stuff to fit it. So I don't know. But so I had been watching those, and I didn't know which episode of all of these Sister Wives that I had been watching, which one was the one we were recording on today. So I wanted to rewatch it. So I was rewatching it and just seeing catching each time I've rewatched it, all these amazing camera editor cuts. And they're trolling him so hard, and they're beautiful. And I have them all posted on my Instagram.
Yeah, there was a lot of dialogue in this episode too, because I don't take as many notes. I think I took 3 pages of notes. I'm like, oh, he says this, because he kept saying dumb shit like he always does.
Yes.
But it was a lot of stuff. And Janelle was saying a lot of stuff. I was like, oh my God, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah. So yeah, we're talking about season 18, episode 4, Deal with the Devil. So previously we see everyone talking about Christmas and who is going or not going where. And then we see Janelle and Kody getting into a huge fight where she says "fuck you" to him as he leaves, which was the highlight of the episode for me.
And the universe cheered.
Right. And then Kody tells Robin he hasn't talked to Janelle and that they aren't going to do Christmas together. And Robin looks so sad.
Robin goes, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So then they cut to Kody. He's talking about the fight because they kind of ended the episode with the fight.
Mhm.
And he did say, he's like, I might not have been right, but I was angry as hell and I haven't talked to her since. So
That's
there's like
probably the most self-aware thing he's ever said and ever will say. Like nothing else. That's it. That's as close as he's gonna get to saying anything remotely factually true.
right, right. And Janelle says she thinks that Cody's looking for ways to get rid of her, which I totally get because guys do this.
Yes, they do.
They pick fights or they don't engage because they don't have the balls to actually break up with somebody themselves.
They're lazy.
Right.
They're dumb.
Exactly. So they want to make the woman do it. So he's poking the bear, basically.
They don't want to be the bad guy.
Right. No. Kody did everything for his marriage, but
Mhm.
I don't know, be a present husband, a supportive husband. You know.
Well, Kody can't be responsible for anything, including asking them to marry him, because there was that whole conversation about well, they asked to join it, and so
Right.
like
Yeah.
well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, and then of course Janelle says she thinks Kody played favorites for a long time. And Robin says she doesn't think he wants to be a plural husband. Oh no, I'm sorry. Janelle says, I think he didn't want to be a plural husband anymore. So he just kind of pushed her away.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people have been saying online for like the last few years. They're like, Kody doesn't want a plural marriage. He's happy with just Robin.
Right. And this is what we've been saying for years, like you said, and online for years, and the Reddits have been full of it and stuff, is that we all saw plain as day how the dynamic changed once Robin came into the family. And everybody could see that relationship developing and him developing that as the favorite. Like you could see it at the beginning, but
Oh yeah.
At the beginning, you're like, oh, it's a new relationship. Like let it
The honeymoon phase or whatever.
But it never did. And it just got more and more, increasingly so. And we all saw it all over the years. And it's so great that there's Christine and Janelle are finally saying it now, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And after the fight, Kody said he's not looking for an apology, but a civil discussion. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
This still bothers me because he's putting it on the children again to be the ones to initiate this whatever with their father when they're the children.
Yeah.
They're the children in the relationship. like
Yeah.
You're supposed to guide them. Like don't model good behavior. Don't be I've been ranting about this for.
And then he blames Janelle, saying that she's the mean one, not him. And that's why I was like typical narcissistic asshole pushing it on somebody else. That's why I feel like, with narcissists, less is more. The more you say, they're going to turn it around on you.
Oh yeah,
it just gray rock them. Yeah, look at her. Look what she did. Like meanwhile, you've done 30 other things to her, but she said fuck you, and you're being
right.
An asshole.
And then he's making it about that specific issue. It was about her saying fuck you on Wednesday night. And he makes it about that when really the bigger issue is the fact that he hasn't been around for her to tell him to fuck you in years. That's the bigger issue, and he doesn't see it. He just sees it as last Wednesday you told me to fuck off.
Right. And I felt bad for Janelle too, because she sat there and said, I don't recognize this man. And maybe that's how he always was. And of course, us looking back at the seasons, we see that in him early on. Maybe not the first season as much, right?
Yeah.
But
for sure.
Slowly start to see
who he is now is not who he was earlier. Like it's been a development. I mean, he's always been a dick in a certain
right. Not this much of a right.
I think anybody in a polygamist marriage is going to be a dick inherently. Just being in a polygamist marriage is inherently dick worthiness to me, right? Yeah. Because it's like you're the center king and you get to have all these whatever needs it's meeting for you, you're the one who gets to have all of it. No, you know what I mean? So there's something inherent about that. So he's already a dick, right? He's gonna be a dick, but the things that we're seeing with him in these last couple seasons, like the blatant disrespect of Mary, like just walking past her like she's not even there and things like that, like I really do think it was COVID that brought it out. Like, not that COVID caused it, like they're saying it was COVID that broke up the family. No, COVID may have exposed what was already sort of there. And I think, and we've talked about this on previous episodes, with sort of there's an empty nester thing going on a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, now that they're not so busy raising all these little kids, it's like they're realizing what they want from a partner, they're not getting with Kody.
Yeah.
He met their needs
definitely.
earlier in their relationship. He's not meeting the needs now.
Right.
Their needs changed. His, ability to give changed. Everybody
Yeah.
changed. But Cody's a dick.
Yeah,
So-
definitely. And I felt bad for Janelle too, because she was talking about how she was crying and saying her name's on the property with everyone else's, and she's not sure if they'll cooperate. She feels trapped, and she's 50 years old and can't do her own thing because she's tied up with them financially, and that she knows better. She knew better. Like she's always prided herself in being, I don't want to say the smart one, because I'm not saying the other ladies aren't smart, but the one that
managed all of that stuff.
Right. That's what she did. It was like she was the financial person. She was the one that helped Kody in making those types of big decisions for the whole family.
It was because of the way she managed their money that they were able to do the things that they did. Her mistake, quote unquote, was believing in the family structure such that when it was her turn, she would get her portion.
Right. And why would you not think that?
Not in how she managed the money. And so that's where she's feeling like this, like, oh God, have I been dumb to believe in that? No, you're not dumb. You know how many women are in that exact position all the time and don't leave their partners, and they're in abusive relationships, like for real, like knockdown, drag out, and they can't leave.
Yeah.
For reasons in addition to domestic violence issues, or they don't have the ability to. They just don't have the ability to. So that's like, I mean, how many women across the world like related to Janelle at that moment?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Because we've all been there. Well, we've all been there. Hopefully we haven't all been there, but
yeah,
unfortunately a lot of us have. So
yeah. And then after that we see Christine. She's super excited to have a very chill and easy Christmas. And Kody, we find out Kody hasn't reached out to Savannah or any of his kids with Janelle. And Janelle brought up the point that Savannah did nothing wrong. She didn't break the COVID rules that Kody had set. She didn't deserve any of this. She doesn't deserve a silent treatment. And no man or no child should have to reach out to their father. It should be the father's job.
It was so heartbreaking. Again, so heartbreaking, because he's fighting with the kids and Janelle. He can't reach out to Savannah, who's just, caught in the crossfire of all of this.
I think he's just punishing Janelle by I feel like he's doing it intentionally, knowing that's going to piss her off. But that's just me. Maybe I'm just an angry person.
That's an interesting take. Okay.
And then what really hurt me too was Janelle said she's stuck in her faith, and it doesn't allow for her to just be done and walk away. And so in the back of my head, I'm like, come on, Janelle, you can do this. Like, you're not happy. Nobody should have to suffer, right?
Right.
And she put
hopefully your God doesn't want you to suffer.
Right.
Like, I don't know what your God wants from you, but my higher power doesn't want me to suffer.
Kody says that God wants loyalty and respect.
No, you want loyalty and respect. God does not demand such things.
Right. So,
do we need to get Dr. Reverend Rebecca out here?
Well, and I'm just saying Cody's belief in God is that, isn't that in some religions the man, the wife must be loyal and respect her husband or whatever?
Yeah, that was isn't that the IBLP or whatever?
I don't know.
That we talked about, the Shiny Happy People one with the umbrellas of loyalty.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Janelle says that she boxed up all of Kody's stuff and she put it in storage. So she's pulling a Christine sort of, and she might give it away if he doesn't come back for it. I'm like, give it away. Donate it.
Give it away. Go to the Salvation Army.
Well, at first I was like, burn it. And then I was like, no, you can't. No. You got to donate it. Even donate it.
I want Kody to see his shit being worn by
around Flagstaff. When is he going to see it? He stays in his house all day long. He's not going to see anything.
It's true. She should just go give it to like homeless people, like kind of homeless encampment, and just give it to people so that they would just wear his shit, because he got like nice coats and shit, right? Like, go give it to the homeless people.
There you go. Well, Garrison says that they've all reached out, but we're neglected. So that's us hearing a different side of the story, that some of the kids did reach out.
Oh, you mean like Kody basically, quote unquote,
Right. Well, then
all his kids.
Kody says that they were that the rejection wasn't true, and that he had reached out, but he was the one that was rejected. And I'm like, what? Yeah. I have a hard time believing him.
I'm gonna go ahead and discredit Kody on the basis of he's a liar, pants on fire, who's a horrible, unreliable narrator of his own life. Okay, that's my ruling.
Yeah. Well, then Mary, I will say though, Mary has said some funny things this season because it's like she doesn't even care anymore. Yeah. But I'm like, this is the sentence I literally typed out. Mary is spending Christmas with Kody and Robin for whatever reason. Not to
because
she made them blankets
enough yet.
She made them blankets.
I know.
And then Kody comes back with oh, it's probably awkward for Mary that Robin and I are, having Christmas together and we have to tone down our romance.
We're making out on the living room couch with the kids. Okay, wait, pause, stop. Okay, hold on. We're gonna take a quick break. When we're gonna come back, we're gonna talk about the child with the pacifier. Okay, we'll be right back. We're getting glimpses of Ariella, right? I had seen this picture surface of, apparently it was a screen grab of like the whatever from this, and she's like 7, or I guess she was like 6 at the time of this Christmas. And she's got a binky in her mouth, a pacifier. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be judgy on like what parents do generally, but I think that's a little old for a pacifier. And then they showed her talking, and you can see how fucked up her front teeth are, and her speech is all jacked up
because it's from the banking.
Oh, it's absolutely 100% because of it. And Heather, my speech language pathologist, if you want to call in and confirm on this, let me know that you listen, because I know you'd listen to this. So if you want to give me the down and dirty on that, let me know. But also, I noticed that she was doing the thing where she walks on her tippy toes. And I'm told that is an autistic trait. And I don't know any of the science behind this. This is people that are smarter than I am on this. So it's possible she's on the spectrum somewhere, and there might be, issues with why she's having a pacifier at 6, whatever. Gotcha. But anyway, so I wanted to point that out because there's a lot of people that with a lot of thoughts on it, and I don't know. I had thoughts, and then I was like, oh, when I found out she might be on the spectrum, and I was like, oh, okay, well,
and that's why I
just don't know. I don't know.
People on the internet are of course gonna be like, look at this, and not know any backstory or
right.
But it makes anyway. What you're saying makes sense. But did you notice too, back to the touchy-feely stuff? Yeah. Did you notice that we saw glimpses of Kody rubbing Robin's back? I've never seen Kody touch any of their wives like that. Nope. Never.
And that's what he's talking about, right? Like, this is them being them, right? Right. They do this all the time. And they're like Robin's trying to tone it down in front of Mary and trying to not like be,
Well, no, Mary says he doesn't hide it well, and that it's like she's like being the other woman. I'm like, you're not like the other woman because he doesn't talk to you. When men have other women, they spend time. Right. The other woman is somebody that they want to be with.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I was gonna say, for a sister wife to say they feel like the other woman is interesting, because they generally they go to great lengths not to say that. They say, jealousy is something that God gives us to deal with and strengthens our character or whatever. But their goal is to not be, to not view it that way because of, the principle of plural marriage, blah, 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 or whatever, So.
Yeah. I also noticed in this episode, I took note of the music. The soundtrack or the music in the episode sounded like a mixture of Harry Potter and Halloween. It was like very intense. I don't know, you've listened to the episode 3 times. But if you watch it,
pick up on music.
If you watch it a 4th time, maybe you'll hear the music.
So yeah, Christmas Eve and you've got them just being whatever, like being all lovey-dovey, and Mary like going, yeah, I feel like the other woman. So I felt like that made her like showed that like she was starting to change. If she felt like the other woman in her amongst her with her own husband and one of his other polygamous wives or whatever, then something shifted for her, and maybe she's finally starting to see it, which we see as like the previews for next week.
Right. Yeah. And we see what Kody
Robin acted all weird, trying to be like, I don't want Kody to touch me.
Yeah, don't touch me, Kody. Not in front of the children.
In front of the Kody coaster later.
Why do I sound like I'm from Wisconsin?
I don't know, but I love it.
I have terror. I'm really
I love
bad
your
at
Robin impersonation.
Well, did you notice what Kody bought the children? The scooters?
Oh, the motorbike thingies? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
they're not even that expensive. I didn't look into it. I don't know how expensive they are. I don't really care.
I didn't
but
care.
I'm telling you, there's like 6 of them under the Christmas tree, and meanwhile, he's not even calling his other kids. He's buying
he got them only for Robin's kids.
Yeah.
He didn't get them for any of the other kids. He didn't even call Savannah, but Robin's kids get this. And
right.
His excuses for going back to the Savannah thing for a minute, his excuses was, I wanted to be with my loyal wife and her children and be in this Christmas joy bubble and not have anything disrupted because it's all about me. Narcissist, right?
Yeah.
It's all about me. Not about your children. It's not about like this again is like abdicating all emotional responsibility in a relationship, in a family relationship, family dynamic where you can't do that. It's not my kid's responsibility to regulate my own emotions.
Well, Robin was like, he's trying to compensate since the family is missing the other family members. Okay, so he's trying to compensate by buying the children that he lives with scooters. That what? I could see him trying to compensate by
have their other siblings.
Okay, well then he should have compensated by sending his other kids that he's not speaking to gifts. That would have been compensating for the lack of being there. I mean, it wouldn't. I don't think gifts.
No, because he doesn't care about the other children because they're not his loyal subjects anymore.
They don't worship him.
He even says during this drive to nowhere with his very special friend, he he even talks about like these are the only ones that still like him. So like
I don't even think that guy likes him. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think
these are the only kids. These are the only kids that still like him. Oh no, this guy, I don't know about that. Yeah, because they're just family. Like they found this guy. They're like, you were married to Mary's sister, and she left your sorry ass. So
no, Mary's sister didn't. Mary's sister didn't leave him. It was the other wife that left him.
Oh,
he's still with Mary's sister.
Oh, is he? Okay. All right.
Not that it freaking matters.
Yeah.
And honestly, why is he spending this much time with Kody when your sister-in-law doesn't even spend time with him? Whatever. I don't know.
Because he's Cody's friend.
Production. That was a whole production thing. Damn well.
Production's like you get over here and be his friend.
They did a Mormon casting, not more, whatever the church they're in.
Mormon casting call.
It was a casting call to all the
fundamentalist polygamists in the area.
Right. They're like, hey, everyone know Kody? Who knows Kody? Who's related to him? There was like 100 people related to him, and then they just found him.
And they found him.
He matched. He is a good fit for the show.
Oh my God, I love that so much. I love that story.
And by the way, I'm totally not, this is not true, in case you
100% not true. 100%. I don't care. That's it's true in my head now.
I think it was
that's how it went down.
I'm gonna start calling him Nate Dogg, like the rapper, instead of Nathan or whatever the hell his name is. Nate Dogg.
Is his name Nathan, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I found my notes. Yeah.
All right, Nate Dogg.
So Janelle's kids told her she needs to find someone better. And they really enjoyed the Christmas alone without anybody around, just the immediate family.
Another thing that I thought was interesting was the two factions, the one leading up to the holidays. You had the Kody faction, they're all like sad and morose motherfuckers, like, oh, Christmas, Eeyore, family. And then you have Janelle, Christine, and all of their joint kids, and they're all excited as fuck because they're getting to spend time together. I just think
Yeah.
so funny. Look who's happy and look who's not happy.
Right. You take out the toxic piece and everyone's happy. You take out the toxicity and you're being around like-minded, warm and loving people.
Right. Who genuinely want to be with you. And you're not there because you're forced to. Like the kids flew in from Baltimore and shit for this. Like,
right.
Like that's a big deal. I mean, as the parent of an adult child, I know what that's like, you know?
Yeah.
You know how important that is. And I'm just like, oh, because it's like them getting the Airbnb, which they can't say on the air, which I still think is hilarious. The rental, the vacation rental we got. And then just like all of the kids like having their snowball fights and stuff. I'm just like, that made my mama heart really happy, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Well, then we hear Kody, you know, say some more shit. So he says Janelle was just as absent as he was. And yeah, I'm like, huh? She's out of mind and out of sight. My loyal wife and my children we want something special. So I'm blocking everything else out for today. Quote, Kody douchebag.
So basically, he did this. He put his hands over his ears and went, ah, la, la, la.
Yeah.
The rest of his kids and family.
God, I hate him so much. We'll be right back.
Hey, Fraudcasters. You guys already know that I love my SKIMS. It all started with their Fits Everybody collection, which is the softest underwear ever, and my favorite, the Fits Everybody t-shirt bra, which I now have in multiple colors. I was seeing their cotton loungewear all over my feed, so I had to see for myself what the hype was about. I am an absolute sucker for a good cotton, soft loungewear set. And let me tell you, these did not disappoint. They are the cutest, most flattering sets you will find ever. SKIMS is creating the next generation of loungewear for every body. I am currently wearing my most favorite from this collection, which is the boxers and the tank top in this beautiful kyanite color. This is so soft, and especially in the summer and with me and my MS and always being hot, this cotton is so nice and cool against my skin. I just love it. It's this great fabric, and I'm absolutely just in love with this new cotton collection. This is SKIMS' most tagged collection. It is made with a classic cotton fabric for the most comfortable everyday wear. It's made from ultra soft and natural fibers. The cotton collection features elevated lounge pieces designed for comfort indoors or outside. Whoever said loungewear was only for inside the house hasn't tried SKIMS. Available in sizes double extra small up to size 4X. So believe the hype. SKIMS has over 100,000 five-star reviews for a reason. The cotton collection and more are available now at skims.com. Plus, you get free shipping on orders over $75. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and select our show, The Fraudcast, in the drop-down menu that follows. Hey, Fraudcasters. I'm here again talking about my Nutrafol. I use it, I love it, and you should use it too. Did you know that hair thinning will happen to approximately 1 in 2 women? If you're among them, know that you're not alone. Thinning is completely normal, and Nutrafol helps women address it from within with science-backed supplements. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve visible thickness and strength. From postpartum to menopause to plant-based lifestyles, and no matter your life stage, Nutrafol has 4 unique formulas to support women. Each is physician formulated using drug-free, science-backed ingredients, so you will get the most reliable results. Go to Nutrafol.com to take their hair health wellness quiz. Identify causes of your thinning hair, and Nutrafol will give you a personalized plan for better hair growth through their whole body health approach. Nutrafol supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting root causes of thinning: stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, lifestyle, metabolism, through whole body health. Nutrafol is now available in a vegan formula. Their newest supplement is formulated for women ages 18 plus with plant-based lifestyles who are experiencing signs of hair thinning. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after taking Nutrafol Women's Hair Growth Supplement for 6 months. Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code FRAUD. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code FRAUD. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code FRAUD. Hey, Fraudcasters. Now that we're in the thick of summer, you, like me, might be looking for some wholesome, convenient meals to support your sunny, active days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You're going to save time, eat well, and stay on track of reaching your goals. Are you too busy with your summer plans to cook, or it's too hot, or you're running around and you want to make sure you're eating well, but don't just want to eat your kids like leftover chicken nuggets? With Factor, skip the extra trip to the grocery store, the chopping, the prepping, the cleaning up too, all of that. Skip all of that while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat them up and enjoy, and then get back outside and soak up that warm weather. Are you looking for delicious, calorie-conscious options this summer? Try delicious, dietitian-approved calorie-smart meals with around 550 calories or less per serving. This personally is the plan that I'm currently using, and I love it. They're extra flavorful, they're really good, and I know I'm getting good, healthy, quality food, and then I can get back to work. I work from home, and it's just me right now. So these are the perfect meal for me for lunch or for dinner. If it's just me for dinner and I don't have the kids and I don't have the husband and all of that, these are so perfect. I don't have to cook. I don't have to worry about cleaning. I don't have to shop. I have my healthy, calorie-conscious meals ready to go right in front of me. So this July, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Head to factormeals.com/fraudcast50 and use code fraudcast50 to get 50% off. That's code fraudcast50 at factormeals.com/fraudcast50 to get 50% off.
And now back to the Fraudcast.
Kody says the experience of the holidays was very isolating. And I'm like, you did that. You isolated yourself.
Look at the cause. Look in the mirror, buddy.
I feel like the Grinch, not the Grinch. I'm sorry. What is it?
Charles Dickens, the Scrooge.
No, what's the one where they come? Yes, the Scrooge. Yes.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the angels and spirits come, and then they take you through your life and show you what an asshole you have been, and the past, present, and future.
They had that conversation because fucking Robin collects, because she fucking collects the fucking Charles Dickens Christmas building collection because he loves that story so much. And he's like, oh, he was so lucky to get visited from his future. I don't know, lucky is the word that he would have used for it, but okay, you go ahead, Kody, you asshole. If you think that's what you need to show you what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't get it. I guess it didn't. Yeah.
No. So anyway, yeah.
Well, then we see his boy Nate Dogg and him going on a drive without a destination.
Drive without a destination.
Which is what I do alone, not with some stranger in the car that production casted for me.
Cast. Some random Kody relative.
Yeah, they found him. They found him at a church.
They could find at this season 18 that hasn't been used yet.
Yeah. Wait, let me specify. Part of their casting call was, who is a polygamist going through a divorce? And Nate Dogg's like, me. I am. It's me.
And related to Kody, checks all the boxes.
Exactly.
Related to Kody or one of his wives, excellent.
Yep. So, why? Anyways, he's trying to give Kody life advice, which I don't really know why. I kind of tuned out. I had to rewind a few times because I lost.
Yeah, even all 3 times that I watched this, I still don't know what advice he gave him other than they talked about sacred loneliness and that and that there was going to be some things about Kody he wasn't going to like about himself, and Robin better hang on. That was all I took from that.
Well, I got that. I hope when people see this that they have compassion, because he's talking about how the show was originally supposed to show how polygamy and works and how great it is, and then obviously it didn't work out. And so I hope people have compassion for their situation. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I was like, we have compassion for everyone except Kody.
Except Kody, yeah.
And Nathan's second wife left him, so he's back to one wife. So this is when we talk about sacred loneliness, and I'm like, what the
blind
fuck?
leading the fucking blind on this drive. These two fucking knuckleheads who are both polygamists, but not really, because their wives have left them, are giving each other life advice and marriage. And no, like what?
He finally, when he first starts talking, I was like, oh, here we go. He's going to say something good. He's going to finally say something nice. And he said he used to dismiss the difficulty of a woman in polygamy. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. He's learning. He's great. Here we go.
Here comes the self-awareness.
Sacred loneliness, because the husband isn't around much. And Mary's like, I've never heard of sacred loneliness.
Cut immediately to Christine laughing her head off, going, what? Well, that's not a thing.
Right. And then Robin says plural marriage can be lonely, but it's the time to have a relationship with God. And I'm like, first of all, woman, when
you made that shit up, didn't you, Robin? You made up that sacred loneliness bullshit, because none of the other wives knew anything about it, and they were all raised in polygamy too.
Right. And I was like, okay, well, when did she actually live a plural marriage? First of all, because she really didn't.
No, but
even though she claims to want to. But
yeah, she said that from the time she was a young lady, she has always wanted to. All right, whatever. I think she came from plural stuff. Like
she did. She grew up in a plural marriage.
Grew up that way, and I know she married one of the guys she married is a Jessup. The guy she married, her previous husband is a Jessup, who's related to the others. The others. There's a lot of Jessups in the other fundamentalists in Arizona and stuff.
Gotcha.
So they're all related to each other. And then when I found that out, I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube of all these people who are related to each other, and all these people who explained, like, all the people on TV who are polygamists, like for religious reasons, they're all related to each other. And it was like explaining how they're all related. So anyway.
It's hard. It's a lot of diagrams and shit.
A lot. It's the guys with the string and the beautiful mind thing happening.
Well, then here comes Nate Dogg with his wonderful advice. So
Nate Dogg laying down the solids.
Right. He said, each wife wanted me to be there 100% of the time, while they got a break every other day. And at that point, I wanted to fucking punch him. Yeah, because first of all, getting a break. Okay, so you're away from your partner every other day. Well, I don't know if they have kids. I don't know, whatever. I'm telling you right now that wife is not like on a freaking vacation, sitting around a pool, drinking like a drink and relaxing and having a break while her
getting a break from your husband.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't describe it that way. I mean, we definitely need time away from each other.
Of course. Who doesn't?
But I don't know.
He's making it seem like the woman's place is like minimal, and that it's the man that doesn't get a break because he has to give to all the women. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. That's how they view it. See, this polygamous thing is inherently you're a dick, like inherently asshole, because just by the nature, even regardless of why you're doing it, just the fact that you're doing it shows a selfish nature of it.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm tired of my husband and don't want to be around him, I tell him like a goddamn adult.
Like I need a break. I need time apart.
I'll be like, I'm taking a bath. Peace out.
Right.
Don't talk to me. Don't husband. We call it husbanding in this house. Like if you're husbanding, it's like, you know, when he's like, oh, asking this and like I'm sitting there trying to watch TV, trying to watch Sister Wives, like because I do a group watch when I watch it. Like, okay, specified time. There's other people involved. You know,
right.
But then he'll come around. Oh, can you tell me where we have these, or, you know, stupid shit. Ooh, I need I need some AA batteries. Where do we have these? No, and he's like looking in the drawer, like that's under the TV. That's like husbanding, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so we say like no husbanding during this time. So I just tell him, like an adult, I just tell him, I don't want you to husband. No
yeah.
husbanding. You're husbanding, and then he'll tell me the same thing. He's like, you're wifing.
Uh-huh.
He
Uh-huh.
doesn't want me to wife.
Hey, you got your communication and you set your boundaries and you're good to go.
Healthy adult boundaries, communication.
Yeah,
They don't always want to be around each other, especially surviving
exactly.
a pandemic together. I mean,
That's true.
it drove
It's a
some
lot.
people apart. It drove us together. Like that's what actually made us decide to get married. I
Oh.
know, right? Super sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, then
Anyway.
you kind of tapped on it before when you talked about Christine and Janelle asking to be in the family. And so we had special requirements for them
Oh,
before they
right.
came into the family. So with Mary and
Special requirements. I forgot about this.
yeah. And they felt like he was just not as nice to them because they came to him. Whereas I
And,
guess he didn't have to chase them.
and Janelle was like very accurately pointing out, going, no, that's not how it works. Okay, like it's the man can't go chase after the women. Like it's
Right.
rude, it's disrespectful, it's not how God wants it. That's not what happens. So it's always what happens is the woman goes to them and says, I had a revelation from God that I'm supposed to be in your family.
Yeah.
Whatever they're smoking, I don't know that I want any of it because
Nope.
I don't want those kinds of revelations to come to me.
I wonder if there were like revelations are sexual. Like, I want to fuck your husband. Like, what are they really saying?
Everything
Like,
I've seen is not like that because they don't think in
of
those
course
ways.
they're not going to say that, but they're human. Like, I mean, they got to be thinking about sex at some point. Like, you're not going to want to have a revelation to join a family with like the really ugly husband. I feel like maybe
I
you
don't
would.
know. Have
I
you
don't know.
seen some of these? You need to go on the YouTube rabbit holes that I've gone down. I've
I
seen some
did.
of these families, and I'm like,
I'm
no,
scared.
mm-mm.
I'm scared.
Yeah, they're truly frightening individuals. But there's somebody for everybody, and
That
apparently
is true.
for some people, there's a lot of somebodies for that.
And yes, and I'm not judging people by their looks. I'm just saying,
No,
like,
no, no,
it's
no,
just
no.
interesting to me that maybe
Yeah.
people choose certain people over others.
So Janelle says that this is how it happened. So if you want to interpret that as asking to join the family, I mean, I think it's Kody just being making up bullshit to
Right.
suit his own narrative, right? He's just making up facts and bullshit to make his story make sense. And so, if he can say that, oh, they asked to join in, and it justifies him not treating them as nicely because he didn't want them to begin with, let alone the fact that like the story that sets, like that's the narrative you want to go forward. This is what actually happened. Like that's what you want. You're choosing to put that narrative forward, Kody. Like
Right.
doesn't
Right.
make any sense.
And Kody said 5 years ago he was fighting to keep things together, and now he's
not fighting to do.
Oh, of course not. And now he's feeling relief when a woman says she's leaving. I was like, what? Okay.
He wasn't fighting to do anything, but
No.
feeling relief. Well, I mean, yeah, that's being honest with himself.
Right. I was actually surprised when Janelle then went on to say that she still believed in plural marriage and she thinks she could live in a plural marriage again, but doesn't know if she has the opportunity to do it
Yeah,
again.
like how do you make that happen? Like, do you want to go on
But like, really?
wife?
Yeah, but I was actually just surprised about that. I was
I think it was more of like the producer asking, well, does this make you not believe in plural marriage? Because if Kody's down to one wife and polygamy, isn't all that, do you still even believe in polygamy? And I think from a general standpoint, like Janelle wasn't like casting it out as like polygamy, the whole thing as general is bad. Like she could see herself at some point, like if that may be, like she still believed in it as a principle, but it wasn't, as Mary said, it wasn't polygamy, it was personalities that doomed all of those marriages.
Yeah, that's true.
But perhaps the underlying sociological theory is that, you know, certain kind of personality enters into polygamy. Therefore, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like a self-licking ice cream cone. But that goes way too deep. And then I'm going to start going, and then we're screwed.
Uh,
I was watching a thing on Netflix about inside like CIA like operations. Like way back when. So I fell asleep watching it last night. So I think that was infiltrating my brain.
When I fall asleep watching stuff, I have weird dreams about parts of whatever it is I'm watching.
Yeah. Yeah. So all this like CIA intelligence espionage bullshit stuff was like infiltrating like what I'm going in. And now I'm going to take that theory and apply it to polygamy on sister wives. Because why not?
Oh, yeah. Well, Christine says that there are fully functioning plural marriages out there, but I'm not really, honestly, I'm not sure if I really believe that. I think
define fully functioning.
Yeah.
Because what somebody believes is a good, happy, functional plural marriage may be fine for a plural marriage, but like for me or you, like it's not okay, you know, because we're not okay with not getting the attention and not, you know what I mean? Because we want monogamy. We want to be the center of the world, not an afterthought.
Well, Mary thinks that Kody regrets marrying Christine and he regrets marrying her. And that makes me so sad.
I know.
And she said the downfall of their marriage wasn't polygamy, but personalities. Well, no shit, his personality.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah, for sure. And I think that's where you get into the discussion about, well, was it polygamy or was it personalities? And it's like, I think that's where Janelle's still like, well, I don't necessarily like write off all polygamy. Like, I still kind of believe in it generally, I think, you know?
Yeah.
She's in that weird, like, crisis of faith place right now.
It's true. Kody says his temptations lately have been to sit down and stop being good. He says he's worked so hard to do what's right. I should just be the devil I think I am. I don't want Robin to see this and know how dark I've gotten. And I'm like, so you care, you don't want Robin to see it, but you don't care if your other wives see this side of you?
So you're gonna like go put on like a superhero mask and go be Batman? Like I don't understand like what he's talking about here.
I don't know, but I think more
evil
like
that you think I am. Like, is he gonna like go out and like start mugging old ladies? Like, what is he anticipating is gonna be happening in this?
And then I'm like, you've been dark and evil. What do you mean? Like you're becoming or I'm like, what? You can't get much worse. Like you really And then that's when we talked about earlier. He's talking about wanting to run away and escape his life and disappear. And he hates his life right now. And I already know I'm not there, but I know the conversations he's having with Robin because I've dated somebody in my past like this where woe is me, I'm the victim, life is so dark. And then, oh, Kody, I love you.
Yep.
Everything's okay. So she's building him up, and he's tearing her down and he's being so negative. And there she is right there by his side.
And see, for her, that's a functional, happy plural marriage. But for me, that's not an okay place to be, because if I'm in a relationship where that's the dynamic all the time, I'm not okay with that.
Exactly.
If he's hurting and sad, I absolutely want to build him up. That's what I want to do because I love him.
Of course.
But if that's the dynamic all the time and he just wants that because he wants to be adored and, you know,
taken care of constantly with
the loyal subjects.
Yeah.
And he's said these words before. It's not like he even keeps it a secret anymore. He says that part out loud now.
Yeah.
My loyal wife and her children.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. There's that dark side coming out. It's actually coming out. Robin says she's always wanted to live plural marriage, and that's what she's invested in. And she feels like this is a deal breaker in their marriage because she wanted plural marriage and she's not getting it. And
if he was going to actually leave her, he would never actually leave her.
No.
Oh, come on now. She's like, oh no, that would be a deal breaker if he just like left and went and did like the Kody superhero. No.
Right.
He's not actually going to do that.
No, that's his person. That's his soulmate. Oh, Janelle and Christine get a vacation rental, aka an Airbnb, together, and they're celebrating a second Christmas with all the kids. Well, their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice to see all the kids together, having fun, no drama, no bullshit, just family getting together.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids feel like Dad and Robin didn't make enough effort. They said they don't feel slighted, but they feel neglected, which I think is way worse.
Yeah, I totally got that. Like I understand, like, you don't feel slighted, but you feel neglected.
Yeah,
And I
ouch.
felt that on a personal level.
Oh, yeah, that was rough hearing that. And I actually kind of teared up for a second. I was like, this is not right. This is not okay. And we talked about it, last week or the week before, how these kids, for being through everything that they've been through with a toxic, narcissistic father, have all turned out pretty well. I mean, they could have turned out a lot worse.
They seem to be, productive
overall
society in some level. So, they're all off doing their things, and that's what you hope to raise as a parent, right? You just want your kid to be, happy and successful in their own way, whatever that is, right? And they all seem to be there. Of course, I mean, they're not sharing the other parts, I guess, on camera, but I mean, they share all of them. Oh, they're, this one's off doing this college, and this one's off in the military, and this one's married and raising babies. Like, yeah, they all seem relatively okay.
Yeah. Well, then Robin starts sobbing again. Robin says that Janelle's boys didn't want to be around them for Christmas, and that was heartbreaking for her. And that if she would have thought they were open to it, she would have pushed to have made it happen.
It's all about you, Robin. No, stop pushing your husband to treat his children like they're, fellow adults. No.
Yeah.
Or your children. You owe it to be their safe place to land. Don't make their, my job isn't to make your life harder. My job is to make your life easier. Exactly. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, anyway. Well, we see McKelty. It gets me in my feels because of where I'm at with my own kid.
Of course. Yeah.
Like when he comes to me and he's having trouble, and he's almost 20 and he's a sophomore in college, and he's dealing with all the things that you normally deal with at those ages, right? And in those situations. And when he calls me, or when I talk to him and stuff, like, I'm not there to make, say, why didn't you call me sooner? You should have been calling me every week. Why aren't you talking to me enough? Why did you respond to my text? No, that's not my job.
Right.
Like, I'm there to make his life easier.
Yeah, definitely.
So not make him feel guilty for some non-existent slight,
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't owe me responses to my texts at the times and places I demand them. Like,
no.
That's not what it's about. No. My love for my child is not conditioned upon them acting in a certain way. So,
of course, because you're a mom that loves and cares about your son, and not about the affection that he gives you and the loyalty and respect that he gives you. You just care about his well-being because you're a good mom.
It's not about me,
right?
It's about him.
Well, then we see McKelty and Isabel at Kody's house, and I will say I give McKelty and Isabel credit, because it takes a very strong person to know that your dad's a freaking douche, but you're going to show up to try to keep the peace and to have a relationship with your granddaughter. And I don't know, for whatever reason,
McKelty
or Switzerland.
McKelty has that special relationship with Robin. Like, she has her own independent relationship with her. So her being, and however that, manifested and developed and stuff, they do. And because of that, they have her as this bridge, which I think is great. Still really sad that Savannah wasn't around at all, thought of.
Terrible. And Kody says he's trying to be present with Robin and their kids, and he knows there are some things that need to change, but he's not ready, and there will be other Christmases. And I'm like, you don't know that. You don't, life is too short. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It did.
because this Christmas he wanted it to be about him and his loyal wife and her children, and didn't want intrusions of these non-loyal children and wives, which is so heartbreaking because, again, it shouldn't be about that. And
Right.
you don't know if you're going to have other Christmases. You don't know what kind of memories that may, give to them.
Right.
You're neglecting and there's I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. It's messed up. It's really hurtful.
It was very hurtful. We were hurting for you guys.
And then next
Sorry,
time we
bro.
see Janelle saying that she hasn't talked to or seen Kody, Mary says she's making some changes and peace out, sayonara, bitches. But we know she ain't leaving Kody, so I don't know what she's talking about.
I don't know, I
What that
think she
means?
does.
Does she really?
She might actually be like leaving him.
Oh, I thought she was gonna. It was probably something about the Airbnb, or not the Airbnb, the
The
bed and
B&B.
breakfast or something that she was doing. I feel like they edited that to leave us
Yeah, it could
hanging.
be. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping that she really is like, look, like finally seeing it.
Yes.
I mean, she already legally divorced him, so what does she need to do? But for her to stay in that house, sell the house, keep the money for yourself instead of giving it to the Brown family.
Yeah.
And then go live in the B&B with your child that wasn't mentioned at all. Your child, Leon and Audrey, who are married, was not mentioned at all or brought up or anything. So I wonder what's happening there. Because they talk about all the other ones, but they don't mention Leon and Audrey. So anyway. Yeah. So very exciting. Very exciting things happening in the Brown world. A couple of other notes, things I want to mention before we sign off. We will resume our below deck coverage. We are catching up. I know just based on analytics, there's just not nearly as many of you guys who listen to that coverage as listen to this coverage. So we're prioritizing getting out our sister wives coverage. By pure numbers, it's just a huge jump between the numbers that listen to below deck and who listen to sister wives. But we will get back to below deck. Below deck med is going to be starting up here, I think, in like a week. We're going to get back up and we're going to get on a better schedule once we figure out when everything is airing and trying to get everything out. But there's going to be a lot of shows to cover and we're going to get it all out to you as soon as we possibly can. If you like us, please leave us a 5-star review. We really, really, really appreciate it. We're trying to get out there for Sister Wives with the Sister Wives coverage. So if you like us, please share us.
Thank you.
That's it. That's all I got. Okay, we'll be back soon. Love you. Okay, bye.